I'm trying to see. Is my thing live right now? Alright, it looks to me like it is. So, what's up, everybody? It's Shaggy here, and I'm back at it again with another AFC Wimbledon live reaction. So, last time out, they defeated Rochdale in a 1-0, very tightly contested, edgy contest. Both teams had chances. I didn't actually get to watch that game. I only watched the highlights, but this time I'll actually be able to watch the game. It's 2 minutes into the game, but I haven't started the game yet because I started the stream a little late. I'm going to be a little bit behind. So bear with me in that respect. So in that game, it was back and forth. Both teams had chances, and Wimbledon came out on top with another 1-0 victory. I think that's their fourth of the season. But Ethan Chislett with a low cross coming in from I forget who it was. It was Piggott. It was a Seddon that played the ball out wide to somebody inside the box, and that person played it into Chislett. One touch, turned it around the defender, bottom corner, easy slot. That's what you like to see. You like to see those games in which you may or may not deserve to win, but you edge it out in the end, 1-0. That's what Wimbledon like to do. They like to get those 1-0ers, whether it's scoring late or, you know. I mean, you might as well score late, right? Because if you score any earlier than the 80th minute, you're going to concede another goal because that's what Wimbledon have been doing quite a lot this season. So that is another cause for concern. But anyway, I'm going to be starting this game up right now. I'm going to start the timer. So let's do this. Yeah, I'm going to start a little late. I apologize. I'm going to set up this this timer on Snaz. Snaz is an application in which you can use a timer to do so. Count up. Apparently, Terrell Thomas his name was misspelled on the team sheet. That's quite unusual. Torrell Thomas. All right, let me start this real quick. Hold on.
Jordan Graham, Rob McKenzie, Alex McDonald, and Verdane Oliver. Subs Joe Walsh, Matty Willock, Trey Coyle, John Kinde.
Wait for it.
And Declan Drysdale. So Ryan Jackson then back up against his former.
Come on, start the game, ref. I'm trying to start my timer here. God dang it! All right. Oh my God, this referee is having a wank right now. There we go. We're underway, guys. Gillingham versus AFC Wimbledon. And AFC Wimbledon actually have a very good track record in this particular stadium, I believe. They've won their last few outings in the stadium. I don't know if they won their last one, but I don't want to look up the result. I don't want to look up AFC Wimbledon versus Gillingham because I may see a result, a score. I mean, 4 minutes into the game, I don't think anybody scored yet, but you never know. But I know that they have won at Gillingham Stadium a few times already, so hopefully that pattern will continue for the boys in yellow today. So let's take a look at the lineups without seeing the score. I want to cover that up. Okay. Okay, so wait, no, I'm looking at the Rochdale game. Hold on. I'm trying to like block the result off right now so I don't see it. Lineups. All right, Longman, Piggott up top, Seddon left mid, McLaughlin right wing, right mid. Usual stuff here. Hardigan having the start over Ethan Chislett. He's usually the one that comes in. And Radoni in and out of the lineup, but he hasn't really been too consistent when he has been playing. So he's just going to make way for Ryan Longman for the starting job here. And then we actually signed a new center back not too long ago. His name is Ben Hennigan. And it came from, I believe, Luton Town. Or no, Blackpool. I apologize, Blackpool. And I feel like we need that. We need someone like Hennigan, who's a no-nonsense defender. And we've had a little bit of struggles with defending in the past few games, let alone the entire season. And Terrell Thomas is not actually playing. Okay, so Terrell Thomas is not playing. So instead, you have Chaka and Kalambai playing alongside Hennigan. So I'm interested to see how this back three is going to do this time around. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing for Wimbledon. You know, I'm going to be expecting the same thing as usual. McLaughlin providing a wide threat. Hardigan, you know, playing. He's very up and down defensively. He has a very good work rate. But I expect him to provide on the offensive front as well. Let's see how Longman does today. Let's see if he can be clinical. At times he's been okay this season, at times not. I'd say he's been more consistent than Rodoni has, though, so we'll see. Woodyard, of course, starting as usual. He's pretty much the rock in that midfield. Anyway, let me talk about the actual game itself. It's a good ball over to number 10 for Gillingham. Oh, that's actually a really good ball. Okay, they scored. That's all. That's it. Already, 3 minutes in, Gillingham right on the board. You know, gave it away kind of cheaply in the midfield. The back three kind of caught off guard. Kalambai was shifted over because he tried to help out defensively. No, actually, it was Kalambai that got beat, and it was McLaughlin that tried to get back from the midfield to help out. Got to do better there if you're Kalambai. Kind of caught ball watching a little bit as number 10 for Gillingham. Graham, okay, I'm looking at the team sheets. I don't know anybody from Gillingham. So Graham making his way, making a run down the center. Loses his mark. Easy goal for Gillingham. 1-0 for Gillingham. Kind of unfortunate there. Not unfortunate, I mean, that was kind of poor defending, but I like to say unfortunate anytime something bad happens. And there we go again. Sloppy giveaway from Joe Pigott. Luckily, it didn't allow for a counterattack. All right. Okay. Usually, Wimbledon are the ones that score first, and they usually concede right after. So you never know. This could be a blessing in disguise. They could put another one on the board, and hopefully they'll go from there. McLaughlin making the run out wide to try to assist Woodyard there. Nothing doing. They're just going to reset. That kind of sucks. But, you know, if they lose this game, it's not going to be too horrible because their league standing right now is not too bad. I think they're sitting right now, they were at least sitting in 10th position before this particular fair. Even with that break that they had to take a 2-week break because they had a couple people test positive for COVID, so they had to quarantine and they missed out on a game. So, you know, they were still in 10th, even though they took a 2-year layoff there, a 2-week layoff, excuse me. Let's see, Gillingham are pretty much right next to them, just a couple points behind them on the table, so they cannot afford to lose this one, I don't think. And, even if they do, though, they're still okay. You know, they were expected to place no higher than like 20th or 19th in the table, so already they are exceeding expectations. Corner kick for Gillingham, though. So far, Gillingham has had the better of Wimbledon in these first 5 minutes. Oh. Okay. Free header there. On the second effort, not on the first one. Wimbledon tried to get it clear on the first effort, but it just bounced perfectly to someone around the penalty spot. And luckily for the Dons, he headed it wide. That being said, though, sketchy early on for the men in yellow.
Certainly food for thought for the Dons in these opening stages, and certainly looking to try and quell the storm of really rousing beginning to proceedings from the home side.
Yeah, really pressing, really forcing us back into our own half inside the first 5 minutes here. Gillingham have the lead if you've just joined us.
Clearance forward then from Truman, launched high and back forward by Tucker. Up towards Oliver, beaten to it by Chocker. Then Jackson.
Good header there from 7. Good win, good win. Woodyard tries to play it over to Pigott there, but defender gets there first. Don't expect Wimbledon to be consistently on the attack, because they usually are the type of team to sit back and counterattack. Although they play that a lot better than they did against Wally Downs, when Wally Downs was in charge back in 2018, 2019. You know, a lot of the time we would just hoof the ball upfield and hope for the best. You know, just kick it all the way to Pigott and be like, go get it, Pigott. Try to see what you can do. Nowadays we're playing a lot more possession based, but the main the main goal is still the same. Sit back, counter, wait for the right opportunity. But instead of hoofing the ball upfield whenever you receive the ball every time, try to play it alongside Woodyard and McLaughlin making a run down wide. Play it across your midfielders because we have the talent to do so. We don't want to just relegate ourselves to playing kickball all the time. So Glenn Hodges, very much a solid coach, has been a solid coach for the Dons so far since the start of his tenure, and I hope that continues.
Gillingham determined to get something from it this time, and of course, the 2 meetings last season, Scott Wagstaff coming up with that winner at the Cherry Road Record Stadium, and then Callum Riley back here in February as well. Memorable occasion, and 2-1 to the Dons then. And as you say, we've got this.
While I'm at it, I want to see if there are other results right now. No, Wimbledon and Gillingham is the only League One match happening right now, is it? I'm looking at the standings and there are no other matches going on. So, at least in the Google standings portion.
Finishes from Joe Piggott and Callum Riley, giving 3 points to the Dons. Here they come now, back forward.
Yeah. Okay. No, the rest of the games are in an hour from now. Never mind. Okay. So hopefully we'll get a couple of good results going our way. Maybe we can see Swindon winning against Lincoln, even though that's not going to be good for Wimbledon's hopes in staying up in the division, just in case they drop a bunch of games. But if Wimbledon can continue playing the way they're playing, aside from the first 8 minutes of this game so far, then they can maybe make a push for that top 6. I know that sounds a little speculative, sounds a little optimistic, but they can make a push for that top 6. And if little old Swindon Town can beat Lincoln City, that could help Wimbledon for sure. Maybe maybe a Burton win over Charlton, since Burton are in the bottom of the table. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Charlton are a fairly decent side, from what I know. But we'll see. I'll pay attention to those games whenever they do pop up. Oh, man. Seddon getting beat out wide there. It was a good little step over there from number 10. Number 10 from Gillingham. I got to pull up the results again. I was trying to pull up the standings and the matches and stuff. All right, so Graham is number 10. Again, Graham, that guy's very pacey, very agile. It's gonna make it difficult for Seddon today. He has a tough job in his hands, and he did foul Graham in the end, who made another step over on him. This time, Seddon resorting to fouling him this time instead of letting him pass. Luckily, didn't receive a yellow for that one, so kind of coming away with that, kind of getting away with that one. But this is a free kick in a dangerous area now for Gillingham. Chance to make it 2-0 for them. So really nerve-wracking stuff, nail-biting stuff so far in the first 10 minutes for the Dons. I want to make sure my timer is right. Okay, let me pause it for like a second. Okay, now I'm perfectly in sync. Another header there, won by Gillingham. That's one of the issues that we've had in a few games this season is winning headers defensively. Terrell Thomas not being on the side can hinder them a little bit, I'd say, because Callum Bailly is a little bit of a shorter individual. He's not going to win too many of the headers. I mean, he will win some headers, but not as many as Terrell Thomas. He's the marshal in the back, as I like to call him. Instead, it'll be Hennigan playing for Thomas. I'm not sure if that's a tactical change or if it's an injury. I would have to assume Thomas is maybe picked up a minor injury, because Terrell Thomas has been fairly consistent for us throughout this season. I don't see why it would be tactical unless maybe he's not been playing too well this week in training.
Hennigan there with a no-nonsense approach to see off the challenge of Samuel.
The commentators are referring to Hennigan as a no-nonsense defender, like whenever they can. No-nonsense defender, no-nonsense defender. Sometimes in commentary, like you think of a certain phrase, and then you go back to that phrase all the time whenever you want to describe someone. That typically happens with me. I commentate Mario Kart Wii matches, like esports kind of. It's not an esport, but we commentate matches as if it were an esport, and I say a lot of phrases and sayings and idioms. Like for example, can this team weather the storm, or can this team right their previous wrongs of their last few races that they lost? You know, I say a lot of those things, and as a commentator, sometimes it's nice to fall back on those things. But I don't know. I digress quite a bit. Let me get back to this game. Nice header there from Gillingham.
Our very own Bernie Pod, who's tuning in this evening with his grandson Luke. Greetings to you two guys. As Connor Ogilvie just waits for the ball to be returned to him.
I'm going to talk a little bit less. I'll try to focus a little bit more on the game, because I feel like I've gone on a tangent a lot of times. Anytime I try to talk about something, I think of something else. I'm like, oh, okay, let me talk about that. And then I kind of lose focus on the game a little bit.
Ogilvie then goes in with a challenge to nod the ball forward ahead of Woodyard. Now Piggott battling away on the far side with Alex McDonald. McLaughlin then tries to steer the ball back forward, but in the end it's Gillingham who win out in that situation as well. With
McLaughlin tried to do like a kung fu back flick. Okay, so here we go. Wimbledon on the break now. Longman, that's a good tackle there from whoever that was for Gillingham, but Wimbledon still keep possession here. Woodyard can maybe find setting out wide. No, they opt to go back to the right-hand side. McLaughlin making a run. Actually, that was Piggott. I apologize. Piggott clamoring for a corner kick there, but not going to get it. Okay, there we go. I saw Piggott going like this at first. I thought they didn't get the call, but good run from Piggott there. Good ball in to Piggott, who made that run. And corner kick for Wimbledon, the first one of the game. Let's see if they can take advantage of this.
Yes, it's better from Wimbledon. See what they can do with this first real opportunity down the other end as we approach the quarter of the hour mark here.
Hartigan teeing up the corner over on that far side. Callum By is forward, so's Chocker, so's Piggott, so's Hennigan. So clearing back header, clear by Verdane.
Another header won by Gillingham there.
Gillingham picked up now though by Seddon.
Seddon going to play the ball back in.
Towards the far side of the 6-yard
nope.
box, but in the end,
tried to find Hennigan there, but unfortunately Hennigan could not. The cross is a little bit too far ahead of him, so Hennigan was not able to get his head on that one.
Ben Hennigan to get on the end of it, and that's harmlessly behind again for another goal kick to Gillingham. Coming up for 15 minutes gone then. So Gills 1, the Dons 0.
I have a song stuck in my head right now. It's 1X by 3 Days Grace for any of you guys that are alternative rock fans. For anybody that is watching my stream, of course. I don't think very many people will be watching this because it is a League One team after all. You know, not too many views, but it's all good. For those of you that are watching, okay, that's a bad situation there. Okay, Chaka was trying to go for a header, but didn't get a very good clearance on one of the through balls over the top that was played in, and I thought Gillingham would get a chance there, but luckily Truman collects. Danger's gone. But anyway, 3 Days Grace, one of the best alternative rock bands out there. I did grow up with Linkin Park and Breaking Benjamin. However, 3 Days Grace is very much up there with those two particular bands. I'd say those are among the 3 best alternative rock bands of all time. But yeah, the chorus for 1X is stuck in my head.
Now back out in Japan, and I'm sure she'll be listening out there in terms of the game at the moment. Greeting Sayori out in Japan.
Well, indeed. Truly global broadcast once again as Gillingham take the free kick now. Floated over towards his near side. Seddon gets a head on it. Helps divert the ball away from Graham. It's going to be another throw in to Gillingham down the right-hand side. It was a decent floated free kick forward there from Zek Medley. And Jackson will now take the resulting throw-in for Gillingham. Still leading the Dons by a goal to 0. Shouts out to David Bouchin. Greetings to you, sir. Ryan Jackson biding his time over this throw. Finally, it's delivered into the penalty.
Finally, Gillingham took a while to take that throw in.
Getting his head to it, finding Longman on this near side. Touchback.
I was kind of waiting. I'm like that one meme with Sonic the Hedgehog sitting in his chair.
The referee has spotted another infringement. foul, I think, on Piggott, just inside his own half. So be another free kick to the Dons, and already Glyn Hodges and Nick Dawes, as you'd expect,
Give me
showing
one
pretty
second.
forthright instructions from the technical area, in the hope that the Dons can rectify this scoreboard deficit. But in the end, they've not even been able to take the free kick from the right place. It was immediately
A little bit of a stalemate going on here.
Hartigan and Chocker will
I'm kind of bummed I missed the last game against Rochdale because it was a last-minute equalizer. And fun fact, for all the Wimbledon games I've seen live so far, which has been, I guess, maybe 70%, 75% of them I watched live, and the other 25% I watched highlights. Ever since I got iFollow back in early 2019, I'd say. I bought a couple of month passes to watch the end of the season, and then I bought the year pass. I'm sorry, it was the end of the season for 2019-2020, and then I actually bought the season pass for this season. But I'm yet to see a Wimbledon game or Wimbledon match that has a late equalizer. I've missed all of them that have happened. Like, for example, AFC Wimbledon versus Portsmouth. That happened last season. It was a last-minute header from Terrell Thomas to break the deadlock. It was 1-1. I think deadlock implies that the game is 0-0. But anyway, I missed that one. And I missed a couple others that they had, you know, these last-minute equalizers. Piggott finds his way in the box. Shot was blocked. Piggott with a second effort tried to slide tackle there and win the ball back. Good effort there from Piggott, unfortunately. Gillingham coming away with it. But yeah, I still am yet to watch a last-minute equalizer. Like, I'm still yet to experience that euphoria. I have experienced it before with other teams I've watched, like LA Galaxy or way back when I used to support Manchester United. You know, when they played Chelsea back in 2013-2014, it was like a last-minute goal from what is it, Van Persie, off a foul from Di Maria on the left-hand side. I remember I used to be a Man United fan back in the day, and I celebrated that. But it's been years since I've legitimately supported United because I kind of lost passion. I realized that I only kind of followed them because Cristiano Ronaldo was in the team back in 2009, and I followed them because of him specifically. But then, you know, ever since 2017, when I found out about AFC Wimbledon, and I started following them over the next few months, and I'm never looking back. Anyway, McLaughlin trying to find Callum Bailly, who's making his way up there on a mission from the center back position. Unfortunately fouled number 16 there for Gillingham, McDonald. Good idea, though, from McLaughlin to try to find him out wide. Usually, Callum Bailly doesn't make his way up there too often. It's usually Saturn or McLaughlin in the outside mid roles, but that's what you like to see every now and again.
Territory where he'd be familiar with as well. But Anthony Hartigan in there as well. Just wondering how we were going to accommodate all three of those in the centre midfield, and earning praise from Nick Dawes for his contribution. Anthony Hartigan in the game against Rochdale.
I look kind of tired because I am. I hope that doesn't really matter that. Okay. Good interception there from McLaughlin. Piggott trying to find a shot there, find room for a shot. I think maybe he could have played it over to McLaughlin, who was making a run there, but Piggott was fancying the shot there. I like the confidence from Piggott. Unfortunately, a couple of Gillingham players surrounding him, assuming that he would take the shot there, which he did. Piggott not really finding any opportunities so far in the first 20 minutes of this game. He has found the ball quite a bit, but he hasn't had that final shot or even that final pass. Usually whenever he does receive the ball, he's looking to hit it. He's looking to put a stamp on this game and put himself on the board.
Still 1-0 then to Gillingham as Tucker floats the ball forward onto the head of Chocker, who gets there ahead of Samuel. Now here's Oliver, touchback now for Dempsey. Here's Jackson. Tries to bend it around the Dons' defence, looking for Samuel, who, well, I think initially hesitated when he tried to run and get on the end of that, and I think that's what cost him the Opportunity perhaps to keep it in play.
Ugh.
It's a goal kick.
Sorry guys, I'm pretty tired.
Taken by
I only got like
Colin
5
Taylor.
hours of sleep today.
Charlie Williams hoping that Joe Pigott can have his birthday cake and eat it this evening. And also greetings and salutations from the far north of Scotland to Mr. David Waits. Greetings to you, David.
So, I've always wondered how you can get shout-outs from the commentators for AFC Wimbledon, or even in general for teams that I follow, but I hear them shouting people out, and they're talking about, you know, tweeting us out, or not tweeting, but they're talking about how they reach out to Radio WDON, and then I'm like, okay, let me look at the Radio WDON Twitter, but it's not very active, so I don't know how those people, you know, reach out to them. Maybe they have a website, radiowdon.com or something like that. I haven't found that out yet, but kind of want to make my way into that shout out. Maybe I'll be like, hey, what's up? Fan from the U.S. here. Oh, that's a dangerous cross. But maybe beggars can't be choosers, especially since I've already been featured in an AFC Wimbledon video. It was a live stream. It was the Countdown to Plough Lane video. I sent a video via Twitter, and I said, hey, Womble from the USA here. Can't watch the game because I'll be at work, but congratulations on the move, you know, all that stuff. And I got featured, so that was a hell of a time. That'll be something that I'll tell my kids and my grandkids. I'll be like, hey, I got featured in League One side for England, English soccer. Maybe someday there'll be a Premier League team. Who knows? Hopefully, that is the goal. That is a long-term goal. Wimbledon will get back in the Premiership, back to where they once were. They were a Premier League side, for those of you that don't know. I'm sure everyone who's watching this will know that. But they used to be in the Premiership, and then that move happened. You know what I'm speaking of. Milton Keynes. Anyway, yeah. And then, of course, the FA Cup win in '91. They were in the Premiership still, but they were kind of like around the bottom of the table before. I think that was before relegation was even a thing. I don't think relegation was a thing at the time. But they were hovering around the bottom of the table pretty much consistently, but they were in it. They were in it. So hopefully one day they'll get back into the Premier League, and you know, I have a few friends that follow, you know, teams like Man United, Man City, Liverpool, you know, all those big teams, and I'll be like, hey, I've been a fan of this club since 2017, and this, like, let's say it's 2040, and then they're in the Premier League. I am not a glory hunter. I'm not a bandwagon. You can't say that. I've been a fan of this team forever. But that's the goal. That's the almighty goal. Anyway, Callum Riley making a run down the right-hand side. Pass from McLaughlin. Has to cut it back. Finds Hartigan. Okay, I thought he was going to try to whip it back in, but he tried the shot. It was blocked again. Gillingham are doing a fairly good job of keeping all 10 men behind the ball, even though they have more of the possession. Whenever they do lose possession, they have numbers back right away. And they're making it very congested around the 18-yard box, preventing Wimbledon from getting a shot in or a final pass in. So it's going to be very tough to break this Gillingham back four here. Hopefully, Wimbledon will be able to do that eventually. Longman has not seen the ball too much so far. Let's see what he can do here. Holding the ball up, trying to find Seddon.
Cutting right into centre field from this near side. Helps on now to Callum Bailly. McLaughlin once again down that right-hand side.
We're not making too many runs right now. Okay, there's a run being made from Pigott. Okay, that's what we want to see. I was going to say not too many runs into the box. We're seeing a couple of runs out wide, but not too much activity in the center of the box. But Pigott, as I say that, Pigott made a run, and a good ball into Pigott, but he wasn't able to steer the header towards goal. Free kick for Wimbledon, though, here from the 25-26 yard mark. Pretty decent spot for Joe Pigott if he decides to hit this. Although it is a little bit too far to the right. He likes to curl it. He likes to bend it around the wall, bend it into the top corner. But I'd say just try to whip it in if you're Joe Pigott here from the right-hand side of this 18-yard box.
So what can the Dons concoct then from this set-piece opportunity?
What can Wimbledon conjure up from this very important set piece opportunity. I say very important because I feel like the set pieces will be few and far between for Wimbledon. Piggott hits it right at the wall. I'm surprised Hennigan didn't get a header on that second opportunity, but yeah, that was a very poor free kick attempt from Piggott. You'd expect more from the skipper. They still have the ball out wide. Good ball in. Good header. Really good header. Good ball in from Seddon. I couldn't catch who actually got the header. It was Hennigan. Hennigan has found himself a couple of times inside the box on the set piece opportunities, in the corners, the free kicks. Ben Hennigan, debut, and he finds himself on the score sheet. Very good header there. Glancing header, you know, on the left-hand side of the penalty marker. Just kind of nods it into the bottom corner there. Ben Hennigan, take a bow, son. Good header. Good ball in there as well from Steve Seddon. 1-1. Let's go.
Straight onto the head of Ben Hennigan. Used the pace of the cross, just glanced the ball on, directed it perfectly into the right.
That was a perfect cross too. Usually if the cross is that low, you know, a defender will, if you get a header on that, the defender will probably intercept it. But the pace of that cross was perfect. It was good enough of a ball to where the defense was not able to react once the header came in. Just good goal all around. I thought for sure that chance would peter out after that really poor free kick attempt from Piggott, but second opportunity there for Wimbledon. Converts. How important a win would be here for Wimbledon, because Gillingham are 2 positions below them on the table. Oh, a volley attempt there from Oliver, one of the strikers for Gillingham, goes over the bar there. That looked a little dangerous. If he caught that with if he caught that sweetly, that could have given Truman a little bit of problems there, but luckily it went over the bar. But anyway, Gillingham are 2 places below Wimbledon, and Wimbledon are in 10th right now. If they can get a win here, this would be monumental. They could go all the way up to, I think, 8th in the league. And for a team that was predicted, you know, 20th or 21st or 19th, that was the consensus prediction among a lot of people. You know, this is going to be one of those breakout seasons that we haven't seen since, for example, the season in which they got promoted to League One, where they went all the way up to 7th in the league and finished 7th, like, which was the lowest place that you can get in order to make the playoffs. And they won the playoffs, and nobody expected it back then. So let's see if Wimbledon can, let's see if they can pull a rabbit out of the hat once again. I couldn't think of an idiom or a saying to articulate my thoughts there. But anyway. Yeah. I'd like to say that Wimbledon have been the underdogs throughout their time in throughout their history, honestly. Not Wimbledon's entire history. I'm talking about AFC Wimbledon's history. They've always been the underdogs, you know. They got promoted all the way to the 4th division. They weren't expected to get promoted. They weren't expected to beat Luton in the final. They beat Luton in the final in the penalty shootout. They weren't expected to get promoted to League One 2 seasons after they got promoted to League Two. They did. And yeah, I hope they continue to prove people wrong. I hope they continue to be this dark horse team, and hopefully eventually they'll make it to the Premier League. I will say their target would be about 2028. I think they'll get into the Premier League by 2028. But if not, it'll happen sometime within the next 15 years, I'd say. I'm a hopeful. Anyway, back to the game here. Hartigan tries to play a ball in to nobody, really, unfortunately. I think he was trying to play a ball over to Longman, but Longman, and they weren't on the same page there. Longman wasn't even making a run, so.
Maybe a case of the Dons' new look
yeah.
3 with Ben Hennigan in from the start this evening.
I'll take this time to talk a little bit about, actually, while I was talking about the Premier League. Let me talk about the Premier League for a little bit, actually. Let me put this on a separate window. I'm going to put 2 windows. I'm going to put one window where I look at, like, look at the lineups for Gillingham, or I look at the Premier League standings or whatever I may do on the side. But anyway, let me look at the Premier League. It has been fairly interesting so far. Tottenham in first. This could be Tottenham's year. You know, a lot of times they made a push, but they finished second in the table, where the same season Leicester won the league, or they finished third or something. Never won a single trophy under Mauricio Pochettino, but Jose Mourinho just may be the answer for Tottenham. They may win the league this year. I don't want to go all out to say that they will, but they look fairly strong. But you see teams like Southampton in 5th, Everton in 6th, Villa in 7th, West Ham in 8th, Wolves in 9th. Man United, Arsenal, and Man City not even breaking the top 9. And usually, you know, the Premier League in like the first 4 or 5 weeks start off like that. You know, a couple of teams make their way up there, but they don't. It doesn't last very long. They'll go back to the middle or bottom of the table. But I feel like we are going to be seeing the likes of Everton and Villa consistently in the top 10 and kind of making waves this season. We may just see an all new era altogether for the Premier League. We could call it the bubble era. Ever since post-COVID, the Premier League has been even more unpredictable than in previous years. So hopefully that remains, because I don't want to see the same 6 teams contending for the league every single year. Anyway, back to the game here. 34th minute, Gillingham have the ball here out wide on the right-hand side. Graham has been very dangerous for Gillingham so far this particular game. Here's Ogilvy on the left-hand side, tries to get the ball in. Good block there from McLaughlin. Okay, goal kick. Yeah, McLaughlin tried to clear it, but it bounced off the Gillingham player. Goal kick for Wimbledon there. But I'm trying to make one more pointer about the Premier League. Leicester may also make a push for the title this year. They're not a one-and-done team like they just won the 2015-2016 season. They're just not going to win anymore. They still look fairly solid right now. You know, last few games, they beat Wolves 1-0. They beat Leeds 4-1. They beat Arsenal 1-0. And they look fairly solid. You know, Jamie Vardy, James Maddison, that combination, that is a very dangerous combination for any team out there. And both of them are in form right now. So maybe they can make a push. Who knows?
Now here's McDonald doing battle on the far side with Riley, and it's the Gillingham man will come away with a throw. Quickly taken, thrown down the line.
Oof. Throwing down the line there. Hennigan behind the ball, luckily, doesn't get beat out too easily.
Support from some teammates. Plays it back now to Mackenzie. Now here's Ogilvy. Now here's Medley. Loops the ball high and forward. Graham got a little bit of a flick on the ball.
Yeah, the ball's out left now. Seddon gets beat once again. He has not had a very good game so far defensively. Ball gets played into the middle. Okay, cleared by Hennigan. That was a little scary, but nobody was at the top of the 6 there for Gillingham to convert that chance. Fortunately there for Wimbledon. Yeah, Seddon is a bit of a spotty player. I feel like he plays really well sometimes. He has a very good work rate. That's never going to change. He's always going to be up and down the field. But every now and again defensively he gets caught. Whether he gets turned out wide and the other defender beats him for pace because he's not the most pacey player, or he loses his mark sometimes and a 1-2 gets played around him or something. So far hasn't had the best outing. Hopefully that can change because Gillingham looked kind of dangerous on that right-hand side. They haven't played it to the left too much. They've been, you know, having the ball in the feet of Graham and Mackenzie out on that right-hand side a lot, so it's only a matter of time before Gillingham can convert one of their chances if they keep playing the ball down that channel and they keep succeeding in beating out our defenders. Another free kick for Gillingham, unfortunately. This time the free kick considered by Alex Woodyard. Conceded, sorry.
And another set-piece opportunity then for Gillingham.
He's fired up for it though tonight, Alex Woodyard, no doubt about that. Really is enjoying getting stuck in out there into this game.
Certainly living up to the billing that we had when we signed in pre-season.
My voice has been cracking a lot, I realize, because I don't have water with me right now.
Put his body on
But
other teams on,
I don't want to like take off and get some water real quick because I could miss something. So
looking to provide
only
some team with a
10 minutes about left in the half, assuming
being
there
part of a
are 2
2-man
minutes of stoppage time or so.
free kick in. Nodded clear by Hennigan towards the
And the beauty of this stream too is that I'm like 2 or 3 minutes behind. Actually, not even that, probably like 4. So I can take a little bit of a break, like a 5-minute break, and then I'll come back and boom, second half will start. So
Ben Hennigan in that situation, of
yeah.
course, as well, having come into it, having been a free agent, having left Blackpool in June. You know, he's a big character. You wonder about sort of being match fit. There's being fit and being match fit, but he's doing everything he needs to be doing right at the moment, organising that central defence, getting back, clearing headers as well. But most importantly as well, he's got Wimbledon back on level terms here tonight with that glancing header, Mike.
Indeed. Precision was the real name of the game with that header. It went exactly where it had to find its way past Jack Bonham. And exactly what the Dons needed. And now, scoreline, much fairer reception.
Again, the ball played on the right-hand side there. Back to the middle for Dempsey, who was the goal scorer for the first goal. McKenzie did take the shot there, went out wide, luckily for Truman. It just kind of, it was a very slow moving ball and it went out wide, but that could have been dangerous. The ball played out wide to the right-hand side. Once again, Gillingham have really favored that right side. And then Dempsey in the middle, once he received the pass from the right-hand side, had an opportunity to shoot. Luckily, he didn't, because I thought if he did shoot that, it was going to give Truman some problems. But yeah, this game's been slightly dominated by Gillingham. Wimbledon, again, they are known to try to counter, but they haven't actually created too many chances so far in this particular game. And Piggott has found the ball a lot, but he hasn't created a chance for himself, aside from the occasional run that he makes from like the left side down to the edge of the box to receive a cross or something. Even in those opportunities, he wasn't able to get a header on target because they have been playing very well defensively, Gillingham. So credit to Gillingham there in that respect, aside from the goal they gave up for the debut of Ben Hennigan. Other than that, Gillingham have been defending fairly solid, and Wimbledon have been finding it very difficult to break this back line.
Complacency, and in fact, they've got themselves a free kick now instead. A foul there on Hartigan. Pretty much midway inside the Dons half. So Connell Truman will now leave the confines of his penalty area.
Yes, this is football. This is League One. Gillingham versus AFC Wimbledon. Yes, I am an AFC Wimbledon supporter. I'm sure I'll get a lot of new viewers, not a lot of new subscribers in the next few months if I keep providing some content. You know, because I don't see any. Okay, free kick at the edge of the box here. Piggott kind of playing a little bit of a hold-up play. Free kick at the 20-yard box. But anyway, I don't see any AFC Wimbledon YouTubers out there. I've seen a couple of videos from, you know, Sunderland fans, Blackpool fans, Fleetwood fans, you know, but no AFC Wimbledon supporters. So I'm like, okay, let me take matters into my own hands, and maybe I can be that AFC Wimbledon mascot or something like that, you know. But the reason why I support AFC Wimbledon is because back in 2017, when I had FIFA 16, I played as AFC Wimbledon in career mode because they were the lowest ranked team in the English tiers of the game, and I decided, okay, let me play career mode and get them all the way up to the Premier League. So I decided to follow them a few months after that, and that's when I went from follower to fan. When I found out about their story, you know, Milton Keynes Dons bought out the club and they started from the bottom. So I became a full-fledged fan ever since I found out about that story. So Piggott on the right-hand side here. Piggott didn't take a very good free kick about 10 minutes ago. He has an opportunity to right his wrong there. Let's see if he can convert. Tried to bend it around the wall this time. He was complaining about a handball. I thought I might have seen a handball there. It wasn't in an unnatural position, though. I think his hand was in a natural position. Yeah, it hit the elbow, but the elbow was against the body, so Not a penalty there. I would say. I know Piggott is one to try to get the referee's attention at times, whether it's him getting fouled or a handball or whatever. But oof, Callum Baye was in the mix there. He could have maybe tried to get his foot on that, but unfortunately the ball didn't fall to him. And now the keeper punted it, and then Dempsey runs for free. The defense getting caught out there after the corner kick, and at times that can happen. If you're taking a corner kick, sometimes you can get caught sleeping in the back. And all credit to the Gillingham goalkeeper there, playing a very good ball out to Dempsey, who was making a run down there, and all he had to do was just touch it in and whip it in back to the center of the box. Luckily, nobody found their way into that opportunity.
But in the end, the deflection favouring the Dons, because if that had reached Graham over on that
McLaughlin, I don't know what that ball was. I think he was trying to find Piggott, but Piggott was in the center of the box. He just played that out to like the left-hand side of the box. Kind of a poor ball there from McLaughlin, but still in possession of the ball here, Wimbledon is. Now we see Callum Riley with the ball at playing wide out to McLaughlin. Let's see if he can make a run, the skipper. No, instead he plays a cross in. McLaughlin, again, I always give him praise. I feel like at times I'm a broken record when I say this. I say this quite often, but McLaughlin is a very dangerous player. He can make a run down the right-hand side, very pacey player. Or he can just whip it in. He's very good with his crossing precision. Aside from that one cross that I mentioned that he played it to essentially nobody. But ooh. And just as I say that, McLaughlin was making a run into the box. Longman playing it into into McLaughlin, but the ball just a little bit too far ahead there for him. But I can't say enough about McLaughlin. He's actually my favorite player in this side. That's the reason I'm always geeking out anytime I see McLaughlin making this play, making like a run down the wide. Making a run down the wing, making a run down wide. I sometimes geek out because I'm like, oh my god, he's so dangerous. He's so good. Piggott is easily a second favorite for me, though. I like Piggott almost as much as I do like McLaughlin. But anytime you see me going, oh my god, McLaughlin, go McLaughlin, such a good player, it's because he's my favorite of the bunch.
With around 25 seconds remaining of the regulation time.
I couldn't speak for a while there. I was stumbling on my words. I'm like, ah. But I tend to do that every now and again. I didn't even update the scoreline, by the way. I'm so sorry. 1-1. I need to start doing that more. 1-1, guys. 1-1. It's been 1-1 since like the 30th minute of this game.
To really underline the Dons' renaissance in this game after Gillingham had really wasted no time in putting the Dons under immense pressure. One additional minute is
1 minute of added time here. I think Wimbledon will they'll just settle for a 1-1 here. I don't think they're going to try to take any risks to try. Although we do see Piggott trying to play it into Longman there. Just a little bit beyond Longman there. Had that connected, that could have been a good opportunity. But I think Wimbledon are just going to concede the 1-1 here. They're just going to go into the locker room. Team talk with Wally Downs. You know, he's probably going to say something along the likes of, "All right, boys, fairly good job." I don't know. I'm doing a very poor job of imitating a coach, but anyway, that should be the end of the half. I will take a short break. I'll be back at you guys when the half starts. Once back up again. Stay tuned, everybody.
Eventful and lively and entertaining first half of football then here at the men's Peacefield Stadium. It looked as though
I'm gonna turn the camera off. Anyway, no. Let me talk about that half a little bit. I felt like that was kind of a premature send off. I'm like, okay, half ends, goodbye. But no, I was thinking about it. I'm like, let me talk about the half. Okay, so Gillingham kind of dominated most of that half. It wasn't complete domination. It wasn't like they dominated 80%, 90% possession and had like 8 or 9 shots on goal or something. You know, Wimbledon didn't allow Gillingham to create too many opportunities, but there were a couple of moments that looked kind of sketchy defensively whether it was Callum Bailly getting caught out and losing his mark. For example, with the goal, he was a little bit too far off his mark, and Graham made a run down the center, and McLaughlin was forced to try to contest, but then that left-hand side of the 18-yard box was wide open. There were a couple of instances like that in which Wimbledon lost their mark defensively, but for the most part, it was about average defensively. Didn't create too many chances offensively. It was average on both fronts, I'd say, for the Dons. And I'd say 1-1 is being generous for them right now. I feel like it could be 1-0 or 2-1 for Gillingham right now. It was a very well-worked goal, I will say, even though it was a very poor free kick from Joe Pigott. They tried to find a second chance opportunity with Pigott playing it to Hennigan. But Hennigan didn't win the header, but then it was Seddon out wide who received the ball, and then he put it back into Hennigan, who this time found his way, found the header there, and found himself on the score sheet on his debut. So we'll take whatever we can get. 1-1, I feel like, is a lucky scoreline for Wimbledon right now. They could very well easily be a goal down right now. I'd say a goal down would be fair. I don't think 2-0 or 3-0 would be too fair because, Gillingham they were decent, but they weren't anything groundbreaking. So hopefully Wimbledon can, they can curb Gillingham's offense here. I would say a draw would be okay for Wimbledon, especially since Gillingham are in the middle of the table. They're a decent side themselves. I think a draw would be decent for Wimbledon. Although 1 point is not the best in the world, Gillingham are 2 points behind them on the table. So if Gillingham win, they're going to place ahead of Wimbledon. So a draw would be fine with me. I feel like they're just going to play very defensively for this second half. But we'll see what happens. I'll take a short break and I'll come at you guys in about 10 minutes or so because I am a little bit ahead, like 5 minutes ahead. So second half will start up in about maybe 6 to 7 minutes. So stay tuned, everybody.
And book your valuation today. It pays to be with your move. Papa John's Trophy. Get your kicks with this real game changer. Want full-on flavors? Then get a slice of the action. And be ready to smash it in like an absolute pro. Big moments just got even tastier. Your game? Order now. Papa John's, official partner of the EFL.
It's a Carabao Black Friday deal. Save £7 when you buy 24 cans of our great-tasting, low-calorie energy drink. Was £18.99, now only £11.99. That's less than 50p per can. Now includes free shipping. Visit CarabaoEnergy.co.uk to redeem the offer. Carabao. Grab life by the horns. Offer valid while stocks last.
Have you ever seen anything like this? Wow!
You're not betting against that. Championship doesn't stop to the last day.
Look at this! That's glorious!
That's the WWE you're saying is a good fight.
That is naughty.
It's outrageous!
They're getting better and better. It's pretty ominous for everybody else.
he slotted it right in!
All right, 1-0.
Football at home with Screwfix, proud partner of the EFL.
What's up, guys? Just back here for a little bit. I just realized, okay, let me stop the timer. But yeah, for those of you that were looking at the stream, they were like, oh, what's going on? The timer's going on, and he's not here right now. It is halftime right now, so yeah, I'll be back in like a couple minutes. I just gotta finish something up real fast, and then I'll be coming back at you guys. Alright, what's up? Alright. What's up, guys? I'm back. If you guys want to know what I was doing specifically, I was hitting a heavy bag. I just got a heavy bag installed in my patio like a few days ago. And it's a small patio too. It's like a townhome patio, but we managed to make room for it, even though it takes up about... Wait. Good. Give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I went to the store right now and I bought some stuff, and I will take a little help because I have absolutely no.
What happened? Sorry. What?
Did you mute this?
Yes.
Okay, I said I went to the store right now and I bought some more stuff, and you offered help before, and I said with groceries and stuff, so I will take the help because I have absolutely no cash in my wallet right now.
No cash, zero?
Yeah.
But what? Wait. I mean, I can still help you out, but
But what?
credit card? I thought would help, right?
Yeah, I probably paid with credit card, but I need cash too.
Here's 50. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually. So, wait.
Welcome back then to the
How much do you
second
have in there?
half.
5269.
Dons about to get the second half underway. Half-time substitution for the Dons.
Okay, so actually
Daniel
40
Chocker
bucks.
has been replaced.
Just rewrite the
Thomas.
total.
As we shout out Julian Everett joining us
Thank
all
you.
the way from Toulouse. And Jeff
Yeah, I'm not working. They're not letting me work.
Saintfield, County Down, Northern
I'm
Ireland.
still dealing with the manager.
Second half then
Stupid.
underway. The Dons are attacking the deserted Brian Morstan in this second half, but straight away they've conceded a free kick. To Gillingham, a few yards inside the Dons half.
I have returned from the dead. Sorry. Usually when I do these live stream, I live with my parents. I'm gonna move out pretty soon, but I still live with my parents, and every now and again they have to come in my room, so that happened. But anyway, I think if I were to guess, I'm pretty sure the half already started. Okay, it's only a minute into the half. All right, so let me just rewind a little bit. I'm not too far behind, luckily, so that is that. We will open up the Snaz app once again, and we will await this referee to blow the whistle for the half. I just did like three separate accents in one. I don't know why I did that, but I just did it for the sake of doing it. Alright, here we go. Second half. Gillingham kind of got a little bit of the better of Wimbledon there in the first half, so let's see if fate will allow Gillingham to win this one, even though that, of course, I wouldn't want that to happen, but let's see if that happens, or maybe AFC Wimbledon can hold them off and maybe get another little lucky late goal equalizer like they did last time against Rochdale, which, by the way, was their fourth 1-0 victory of the season, which is astounding. I don't think they have a single win in this season that wasn't 1-0. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, actually. There was one game in particular that they didn't win 1-0. Shock is coming out for Thomas, actually. So, Terrell Thomas making his way into the starting lineup. That's kind of what I wanted to see from the get-go, because he has been our most consistent defender this season. Maybe it was just maybe in the training sessions he didn't play too well. Maybe it was just a case of one player being in form versus the other. So Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. AFC Wimbledon, they have 4 1-0 victories this season. And they haven't had a single win, I don't think, in which it hasn't been 1-0. So that's fairly interesting on its own right there. So maybe they can break this pattern here. Is it a testament to their good defending or their lack of chance creation? I'd say a little bit of both. In the games they did win 1-0, they defended pretty decently. In other games that they drew or lost, they didn't defend too well. So, oh, Graham with that cross into the middle of the box there for Gillingham. Luckily, the Gillingham striker that didn't get on the end of that, but all game, this man on the right-hand side by the name of something Graham, I don't know his first name, but right winger for Gillingham has been very, very dangerous throughout this entire affair, and I hope that's not going to come back to bite them. Seddon's been getting beat out wide quite a bit so far. That's something I'm very worried about. And I'll pull up the lineups again, so I don't have to keep saying. Trying to focus, hold on. Seddon with the ball out wide here. Longman trying to make a run, and he does. Kind of has to cut it back inside, though, due to the pressure. Callum Riley finds it at the corner there. Oof. Tries to do a little bit of techers past the defender there, but the defender did not budge. Ball still in possession with Shane McLaughlin this time on the right-hand side. Gets it down to Hart again on the right. Back over on the right-hand side to Woodyard this time. Gets the ball in. Longman wins the header there. Good header there. Good save from the Gillingham goalkeeper. And Longman, I think, might have clashed heads with the center back there, Tucker. I'm surprised he won that header because Tucker was just too far ahead of Longman there. And he didn't really get enough launch on that jump, allowing Longman to win the header. It wasn't like he out-muscled Tucker, but Tucker just didn't get enough of a launch on the jump. Good header there from Longman. You know, he could have easily that jump from Tucker could have easily put him off because, you know, sometimes as an attacker you anticipate the person to win the header or to win, like if they're in position to win the header or like flick the ball on. Sometimes you get distracted, but you know, Longman acted as if the person wasn't going to win the header, and he actually put his head on that. Again, though, Gillingham winning the headers and the corner kicks. So far, Wimbledon have not really been too dangerous off these set pieces, mainly due to the aerial battles being won by Gillingham. So hopefully that'll change with Terrell Thomas coming in for Callum Bailly in the beginning of the half. Or actually, it was Chaka, apologies. But, yeah, hopefully that'll provide Wimbledon with a little bit more of an aerial threat, both defensively and offensively on the set pieces. Ball out wide here. Now Thomas finds his way in, putting the cross over to McLaughlin, getting the ball back into the center, looking for Riley, who's making the run. Good idea there from Callum Riley to make that run. Good work there for whoever that was to be able to find Riley. From McLaughlin to find Riley there. At times I have short-term memory. I'm like, oh wait, who was that was on the ball? Who was that played that ball once again? Yeah, my memory is a little bit off at times, but short corner here for Wimbledon. Gets it out wide to Hart again. Whips it in. Again, Gillingham winning that header. It's been kind of a pattern so far in this particular game. That final header, usually Gillingham are the ones that win it, aside from the goal that was scored by Hennigan and the header 2 minutes ago that was won by Ryan Longman. Another free kick here, this time at the left-hand side of the 18-yard box. Very good position to whip this ball in right here. And it's going to be either Hardigan or Seddon to whip it in, both of which are decent in their own right in providing those balls in the box. Of course, Seddon was the one who assisted Hennigan. It was a perfectly weighted pass, perfectly weighted ball in the air. Good pace, right at the head. right at head height for Hennigan to be able to knob that in to the far corner. It was actually Callum Riley that took that free kick. Sorry, I wasn't Seddon. Apologies. 33 and 42, respectively. But it was Callum Riley on that one, not Seddon. Apologies for that one.
It's like we've been sparked into life in this second half, isn't it? I mean, Gillingham came out in the first couple of
Okay.
goals that came from them.
Good little combination there from Wimbledon. Hardigan gets it out wide over to McLaughlin. Ooh, nice pass to the center there. Back out wide to Longman. Couldn't find his way, couldn't sneak his way towards goal, so he played it back out wide to McLaughlin. But unfortunately, the pass from Longman was a little bit too inaccurate, allowing a throw in there for Gillingham. It looked like a very good play, though. There was a couple of 1-2s being played in between Riley and Seddon there, and then the ball found its way to Hardigan, who played it out wide to McLaughlin. Good play there, aside from that one, kind of really poor pass there from Longman to have the attack peter out. 52nd and a half minute here. Usually you just refer to it as the 53rd minute, but I want to be very, very precise with my time measurements here. Gillingham with the throw in though at the edge of the box. I mean, their ground is really not making it easy for them to take long throws, is it? A lot of these lower tier grounds don't have a lot of room. Even some of the Premier League stadiums, you don't have a lot of room to take the throw in because the sideline is right there, and I feel like that's kind of unfair for teams that have long throw set pieces, But I'm not going to be complaining because
Samuel's in the center.
Yeah.
Make any headway though. Then Ogilvie goes down on the challenge from a Woodyard.
Foul there from Woodyard. Now Gillingham have a set piece. A lot of free kicks so far. I mentioned in the beginning of this stream that there weren't going to be a lot of set pieces for Wimbledon, I don't think. But Gillingham have conceded a few free kicks of their own. Wimbledon conceding a few free kicks of their own as well. Dangerous position now for Gillingham, especially since they have won, I'd say, more of the headers than Wimbledon so far in this game. This could prove to be a threat. But Terrell Thomas coming in could maybe be the savior here.
All credit for the Dons for the wherewithal to come back at their opponents and not just match them, but also better what they've tried as well. And certainly good prospects for the remainder of the half if they can continue in that vein. But of course, they will have some defending to do from time to time. And here is one such instance. Free kick comes in from Graham's, only partially cleared to the edge of the
damn. Callum Riley was won the header on the back post there, but then it fell perfectly to the feet of one of the Gillingham players who just kind of rifled it in towards goal, and that looked a little scary, but ball was deflected in the end.
To come back, we found the answer to that. We've really started showing and asserting ourselves in this game.
Throw in now for Gillingham by the corner flag, which could prove to be a threat. Good header there from Hennigan. Hennigan may or may not prove to be a very, very good signing for us this season because we have had some defensive woes this season. As much as I love Will Nightingale, not one of the more consistent players. He is usually the captain when he does play because he's a very good communicator, very good team player, but defensively kind of sketchy at times. So maybe Hennigan was the signing that we needed. Hennigan, Thomas, and Chuka in the back are a very good back three, I'd say. Callum Bailly is also a decent player, but I'd say is a little more spotty than, a little bit more inconsistent than both Thomas and Hennigan. So it was Chuka that started the game today over Thomas, by the way, which is a little bit surprising to me. But yeah, maybe this is one of the signings that we needed because defensively we have just been. Okay, if you look up inconsistent on the dictionary, you'll see AFC Wimbledon's back three. Because, anytime we score a goal, we concede one 5 minutes later, assuming that we score first, not the other team. That 4-4 draw against Plymouth was just so frustrating, To go up 4-2 with 20 minutes to go and then give away 2 goals in the span of 3 minutes. And they gave away right there. Okay, just like that, as I talk about the defensive woes, ball played out wide to the left-hand side, ball played back into the middle, and it looks to me like that was Samuel who got on the score sheet. Yeah, this it's been one of the consistent weaknesses for Wimbledon this season. Hennigan couldn't win the header, unfortunately. To be fair, that was a really, really well-placed ball. That was a perfect cross, I'd say. But Hennigan maybe caught ball watching just a little bit, trying. It could have been. It would have been ideal for him to see where his man was first to make sure that he was at least closer to his man there. Slightly out of position there. Hennigan was not too out of position. To be fair, that was a really, really well-placed cross. Any lower, Hennigan would have gotten a little flick off. Any higher, it would have gone over the head of the attacker. So, very good play from Gillingham, I'd say. Let's see how Wimbledon can respond here. Like I said, after the half ended, I would be perfectly okay with the draw here because Gillingham are just below Wimbledon on the table. Were, at least, before the live results. They were below Wimbledon in the table, 2 points below. And Wimbledon maybe biting a little bit more than they can chew, being in the 10th position before this match. I did say that maybe if they keep playing the way they're playing and hopefully they can fix the defensive issues, they can push for a top 6 finish, which is very optimistic, of course, but you know, they have that potential. They have a very high ceiling, but also a very low floor, as we've seen a few times this season. 2-1 down to Gillingham now. Really unfortunate. Hopefully they can pull a rabbit out of the hat here once again and maybe get a goal here. Ollie Palmer and Jack Rodoni are looking to come in right now. And usually with Wimbledon, they have one attacker come in at a time. You know, they have Rodoni coming in for Longman, or Longman coming in for Rodoni in case Rodoni starts. But they're going to have both Rodoni and Ollie Palmer coming in. I have not really seen too much from Joe Pigott. I don't think he's going to be subbed. But Joe Pigott, when he has had the ball, hasn't really been too clinical, hasn't created too many chances. Has had a couple of his shots blocked, too, to be fair. Gillingham have been defended pretty well as well. But I feel like this is a necessary substitution here. You know, or 2 necessary substitutions, I'd say, in case both of them come on at the same time. I'm wondering if it's going to be Longman or Pigott coming out, but on paper, I'd say Pigott coming out would be the better idea here, even though he is, you know, the mascot for Wimbledon. On paper, if you were to look at it objectively, I'd say Pigott coming out would be better. Free kick being taken there, hitting the outside of the post there. The danger's not gone. The ball's still out wide to Graham, but okay. Throw in now for Gillingham. But there was plenty of whip on that free kick. Not enough bend, luckily, for Truman there. I'm not sure if Truman was beat, because I think he kind of figured in the end that the ball was going to hit the post and kind of let off on the dive a little bit. But that was really dangerous. And throw-in coming in now. Okay.
The Dons having freshly fallen behind to Gillingham.
That was really dangerous, my God.
Yeah, a really good start from Wimbledon getting back into this second half, but then Gillingham coming back at the Dons' clinical fashion here, and they could have stretched it to a 2-goal advantage there. Just seeing Alex Woodyard coming off now.
Okay, so it's going to be Woodyard coming off for Rodoni. Ollie Palmer coming in for Joe Pigott. Okay, I was wondering about that. Longman will stay in the pitch today. A little bit disappointed today in Pigott's performance, but he'll be back next game. He'll be back, for sure. Ollie Palmer so far has not had too many minutes, but when he has played, he's been pretty dangerous. He's been a hold-up player. You know, he holds the ball up, plays a ball, like a through ball, to whoever makes the run. Has won a couple of headers whenever the ball has been played to him, so could very well be the super sub of the team. Well, Ethan Chislett is a thing too. Chislett did score the late game winner last time out against Rochdale, and he is a very good spark for that for Wimbledon. So I'd say both are equally in the contention for who is the best super sub for the team. But I'd say, you know, if you're talking about goal scoring and chance creating in the final third, I'd say Ollie Palmer is that super sub for Wimbledon. Chislett is more for the energy, for the, you know, the runs out wide or the runs inside the box. You know, he's the one for the energy, for the fresh legs. Rodoni hits it on the turn. Rebound for Palmer. Another save from the keeper. Both shots, respectively, hitting right at the goalkeeper, unfortunately. Rodoni's shot was pretty hard to hit, though. It was off the turn. Not much room to hit it, but decent strike nonetheless, and the rebound came for Palmer. Palmer didn't really have too much room to strike that as the keeper was ahead of him, cutting off the angle. Good double save from the goalkeeper there, I'd say. Keeping Gillingham in this contest. Setting out wide. Shit. All credit to Gillingham's keeper there. I wanna look at the lineup so that's seeing the score. Gillingham's goalkeeper by the name of John Bonham, or not John, Jay Bonham. Jack Bonham. Okay. I'm trying not to look at the score because I'm like 8 minutes behind. Okay. So far Bonham has had a pretty good game. Hasn't been tested too much, but when he has been tested, he has passed those tests with flying colors. So all fair play to him. Fair play to Wimbledon's substitutions so far, providing some decent opportunities there early on. Will this be some foreshadowing for what's about to come? Maybe one of those two will find themselves on the score sheet within the next 28 minutes or so. Okay. It looked like Truman was chesting the ball out there, but I don't know. That was kind of odd.
Nod the ball back across towards the right edge of the 6-yard box. In the end, it was a bit of both, a bit of neither. And behind it goes for another goal kick to the Dons to be taken by Connell Truman as we shout out.
Okay, so with this result right now, Wimbledon are sitting, I believe, in 12th with this live result. Not too far behind Gillingham. 1 point behind Gillingham in case it finishes this way. McLaughlin out wide, kind of stumbles on the ball a little bit. Kind of a rare mistake from him. But still has the ball. Hartigan, good ball over to Rodoni. Good first touch too. Unfortunately, couldn't find any room. Ball whipped in there to Seddon. A little bit too far ahead of Seddon there, and the defender's just gonna, I guess, just kind of fumble it as he was trying to dribble the ball out. Good pressure there from Seddon to be able to force an error. Corner kick for Wimbledon here. We haven't seen too many corner kicks from Wimbledon, but when they have been played, Gillingham usually have won the first header, so hopefully that'll change.
Really needlessly given away. Not that we're complaining, of course, here on Radio WDN, and are completely impartial and unbiased style.
Oh, by the way, it is 2-1. I keep forgetting to update the score. It is 2-1. I need to start doing that in future streams. 2-1. Okay, Kalambai finds the ball at the edge of the box. Couldn't find his feet. Couldn't collect his feet to play that final ball in. Still a throw in for Wimbledon, though. Oof. All right. I like the way Wimbledon have responded so far. They've responded with grit, with determination. Too bad it took them a goal to concede before they started doing that. Rodoni playing that ball in, unfortunately, just beyond the feet of both Ollie Palmer and Steve Seddon there. Just that final ball has been lacking for Wimbledon. Just, you know, a lot of their final passes have been just ahead of the attacker. You know, but I like what I'm seeing here from Wimbledon. They're actually playing now with some desire, with some passion. Ever since they scored that goal, the equalizers, they've been lackluster, I'd say. They haven't created too many chances. You know, Joe Piggott coming off for Ollie Palmer, and Ollie Palmer has been okay so far. Hasn't found the ball too much, but it's been Jack Rodoni who has been the super sub so far. Already creating a few chances just 5 minutes into his substitution.
lands it in the air.
Okay.
Chance now for a shot. Then in the end was
Okay.
swerving away from the right-hand post. It was Ryan Longman who
Shot in the end there from Ryan Longman. I thought that deflected, but I think he just clipped it with the outside of his boot and it just curled wide. A little bit of a poor effort in the end there. I think that defender getting in the way kind of played a factor. So Longman was just trying to get the ball to the side of the defender there, maybe trying to curl it to the top corner, but just a little bit off target.
Necessary confidence to take on the shooting responsibility himself, but in the end, although he struck it with power, it was always fading away from the right-hand post, and Jack Bonham just able to watch it on its way. Coming up for 67 minutes gone.
Rodoni putting his head on that. 61% possession for Wimbledon? Okay. I did not pay attention to the possession stat this game, but wow, Wimbledon are actually winning possession for once in their life. Okay. Okay. That's what you like to see.
Now another set piece opportunity for the Dons.
Will this prove to be a factor in the end? We shall find that out.
Ranks of the Gillingham defense. It's cleared as far as McLaughlin, but now he's given the ball away. Now Dempsey tries to get Coyle on his way, springing forward, but in the end too far ahead of him. And it's going to go out for another throw to the Dons to be taken by Shane McLaughlin.
It's the first time I think we really had the chance to get a glimpse of the partnership of Palmer and Longman up front together. So interesting to see how that kind of takes effect in the closing stages.
Oh shit! Hold on, I'm looking at the stock market right now. I gotta sell this one stock. It's tanking really hard. I'm not panic selling necessarily, but the whole market is down. So I'm trying to see, should I, there are certain stocks that I should buy more shares on the dip and certain stocks that I should sell because it was already on the way down. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to do this real quick and then I'll be back on my merry way. I have gotten into the stock market these past 2 weeks. So far, I'm like $500 up, which is not too bad.
Tee up Ethan Chislett with the late winner at Rochdale on Saturday. Meantime, here come the Dons once again.
Okay, so now the ball is with Ryan Longman. Couldn't quite steer the pass over to Shane McLaughlin.
Interrupt the path of that ball. Here's McKenzie again helping the ball on for Gillingham towards halfway. Now Verdane Oliver. Now here's Graham charging down the centre. Tries to play it on the outside now for Samuel. Chance to let another shot go.
Oh, good save there from Truman. That was a dangerous opportunity. Samuel drilling it low and hard into the far post. To be fair, he didn't really have too much of an angle there. Fairly routine save from Truman, but still a decent one nonetheless to get down to his right-hand side and stick that leg out.
Effectively repelling the ball. And it's a throw in instead to Gillingham.
You've got just under the quarter of the game left here, and Gillingham pushing for that third, but Wimbledon, if they can get back at this and level it up to 2-2. Kind of
yeah, Terrell Thomas just kind of forcing it wide there, forcing it onto his right, knowing full well that Samuel didn't have too much of an angle. Samuel still opted to take that shot. Oof, miscommunication between Thomas and Truman there. I thought Truman could have picked that up, but instead it's a throw in at the edge of the box here for Gillingham.
Looking to try and take the sting out of the Dons and spend a bit more time up at the other end of the field and maybe try and force a third goal. And it comes now, the throw from Jackson. Thomas once again gets to it, wins the aerial duel with Ogilvie, who then stands his ground and allows the ball to just bounce harmlessly out of play so that Gillingham will get themselves another corner.
Another corner kick here for Gillingham.
It's interesting the amount of substitutions you can have
for the Gills.
It just sort of reignites the game again, doesn't it, on both sides? It's not just restricted to 3. You can really change.
What the fuck, dude?
Particularly with time left to go in the game, Mike.
This stock is tanking hard.
Well, at the moment, it's a case of the Dons, despite the promising forward machinations we've seen from them, Rob, just making sure they keep the back door closed once again, particularly after that somewhat unexpected second goal for Gillingham, brilliantly put away.
Okay, Truman finds his way over there. I thought that might have been a pretty dangerous ball over, but Truman collects.
Maybe Gillingham might be able to start to hold the ball up a bit more in Don's territory, and also maybe carve out a few extra opportunities. But certainly we've seen plenty from the Dons in the second half, particularly since the double substitution of Rodoni and Palmer, to suggest that they're certainly not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, even though the minutes are ticking down. With 71 minutes gone here at the Men's Priestfield.
Time's starting to run a little bit thin here. Only 20 minutes for Wimbledon to get something out of this match.
Controlling the ball, he showed too much of that to Trey Coyle, who tried to burst clear and was then fouled. So Gillingham with a free kick, and that just shows you this the fine little margins, doesn't it? Of just fractional miscontrol of the ball. And Trey Coyle certainly looking a very lively customer indeed in the opening moments he's been on the field, and perhaps brought on with that precise purpose in mind, just to try and close down the Dons and snap away at them and not make the path to goal, which has been pretty successful for them so far this evening, into maybe a bit of a procession as they try to get back on level terms.
Another attacking opportunity for Gillingham there. The ball was kind of a 1-2 play there with Samuel playing the holding the hold-up play. Actually, no, yeah, it was number 9. Number 9 for Gillingham. I don't know if that's Samuel. No, Samuel was the one that shot it. Apologies, but number 9 holding the ball up for Samuel. Corner kick for Gillingham now. Radoni's gonna attack. Okay, I thought Radoni's gonna pick that up. I thought it was gonna be a counterattack opportunity for Wimbledon there.
This time by Tucker. We'll clear out a play on this near side. It's
okay, throw in now for Wimbledon. Sorry, I'm yawning. I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night, so it's not that I'm bored with this game. It's quite the contrary, because I am fairly locked and loaded in watching this particular match.
Best of luck to one and all.
And to Henk in Stockholm as well. He's tuned in too.
Young Henrik, of course. Great to see you, young man. Shouts out to all the Swedons as well. Shouts out to Nicholas and Linus, and to John as well, and to Pele. All of you fine yellow and blue chaps following the yellow and blue. As another ball is played into the
oh, Truman missed that. Okay, miscommunication there from Truman and the center back there, and Truman kind of misguided that ball. Luckily, it didn't allow for Gillingham to score there. That was dangerous. Oof. Free kick anyway for Gillingham at the left side of the 18-yard box. Still a dangerous position. Still, the danger has not passed.
Gillingham, to a certain extent, have succeeded in taking the sting out of a Don side who was creating chances almost.
And you would think that Gillingham are going to score eventually, and that's something that I'm worried about. The way that Gillingham are playing right now, it's only a matter of time before they get a third.
This time from the left-hand touchline, and it comes. Dons get it clear through McLaughlin, steered back forward then by Medley. Hennigan now with a header towards halfway. Mackenzie gets there ahead of Riley. Helped back forward then by Dempsey, and then
free kick now again.
Bundled over.
Damn.
So Gillingham with another set piece.
This time it was a header won by Gillingham, and the guy got fouled right after. Not looking good right now. A lot of pressure being put on Wimbledon's back 4 now, or back 3.
Here's Dempsey once again over on that far side for Gillingham. Further into the path of Graham, cutting in from the right-hand side. Again, it's a free.
Callum Riley tried to win the ball there, tried to get, unfortunately.
Sleight of foot and trickery there of Graham. This time it was.
This number 10 for Gillingham, Graham, has been super dangerous this whole game. No answers at all from Wimbledon to stop him. I mean, he hasn't had an assist yet in this game, but he's been very pivotal for this Gillingham side in creating the chances in the first place.
Chislett and Nightingale imminent for the Dons. Shouts out to a few more of you WhatsApp peeps there. Shout out to Dan.
I'd like to see Ethan Chislett come in here. You know, just for fresh legs. I did mention before that Chislett is one of those substitutions you can rely on for that reason, for fresh legs and for chance creation, the final 20 or 15 minutes of the game. And he was the one, of course, who scored the last-minute goal against Rochdale in the last affair.
Eke out further goals, but let's see now what the fourth and fifth substitutions of the evening for the Dons will have in terms of an effect on proceedings. Hennigan then, having scored his first goal for the Dons, he's now making way in place of Nightingale.
All right, Will Nightingale coming in for...
Callum Riley coming off.
Oh, wow.
Nightingale, of course, taking it.
Okay, so Callum Riley is the one that's coming off here.
Frustrating evening as things have gone on in the second half.
Ethan Chislett coming in as well. And there is, I just realized actually, there are 4 substitutes for Wimbledon. I think that's a new rule that's been put in place recently. Ever since COVID, you are allowed 4 substitutions instead of 3, if I'm not mistaken, because that was Wimbledon's 4th sub. They used, you know, the Redoni and Palmer coming in earlier in this match, and now Nightingale coming in as the center back for Callum Bailly, and Chislett coming in for Callum Riley. And Callum Riley, to be fair, he did start to look a little bit frustrated as time went on, so I think that is a good substitution for them. Nightingale for Callum Bailly may or may not be a decent sub. We'll see how Nightingale does.
Those of you who were there on that particular afternoon will know it was by a somewhat greater margin than the current scoreline in 2020. And the likes of Mickey Adams and Tony Cascarino and Steve Bruce, etc., put the Dons to the sword by a margin of 6 goals to 1.
Ouch.
Yes. Just 4 days after they lost 4-1 at Fulham. Meantime, here come Gillingham once again. Another ball into the Dons penalty area, deflected behind. Another corner. Well, it was certainly very promising when we saw... Again, when
Another corner kick for Gillingham, guys. The set pieces for Gillingham are starting to add up here. I'm very nervous.
All that has gone out of their sails now. Now it's Gillingham who are pretty much...
Okay, free kick. Nice.
Play. And when there is a little bit of respite in terms of the ball being cleared forward by Connell Truman, Dons just haven't been able to hold it up in recent minutes, but let's see what happens now that they've completed the...
Every now and again, I'm going to be kind of distracted. Right now, I'm looking at the stock market again. I know that sounds really silly, but so far I've been making a decent amount of money so far in the stock market. You know, investing is something that you don't want to jump right into because there are a lot of beginner mistakes that you can make as an investor, like panic selling whenever a stock tanks. I was only selling one. I was selling Microsoft that went up like $6 a share and then was starting to go down for like $2 a share. So I just took my profits. But typically, you don't want to panic sell if a stock goes down too far, especially a company that's a very good company for the long term. Because, you know, you can gain that money back. You know, if you lose money, it's not like you'll lose it unless you actually sell the shares. I digress though. So ball out wide here to Jack Redoni, winning a corner kick after trying to whip the ball in. So let's see what Wimbledon can do here with both Nightingale and Terrell Thomas as substitutes for this half. So maybe one of them can get themselves on the score sheet after winning a header. Maybe even Hennigan can get himself a second. Who knows? I am a filthily optimistic fan. Maybe too optimistic. But we'll see. Nobody on the header there, defensively or offensively. The ball's just going to go out wide for a throw in on the other end. Disappointing. Really disappointing. Damn.
Disappointing end to that set piece situation for the Dons, particularly as the minutes have gone on, particularly since...
And even after that, I'm still putting on a smile because I'm still optimistic maybe Wimbledon can get an equalizer by the end of this fixture, maybe. I would love to see it, honestly, because Gillingham were right below them on the table before this game.
Opportunity that they really need to make the most of as the wind howls across again at us in the upper reaches of the main stand here at the Mems Priestfield. And you sense that after a run of unbeaten games down here, the Dons' Midas touch here at the Mems Priestfield may well be spluttering to a bit of an end here this evening. But still time for them. We've seen late twists, late drama previously. Late equalisers, late winning goals.
Absolutely. The last time we were here with Callum Riley is unfortunately off the pitch though now.
Here's Here's McLaughlin with a throw for the Dons, level with the edge of the Gillingham penalty area. Thrown into Longman, back to McLaughlin. Now here's Hartigan. Gets Terrell Thomas on the move towards that far side. He's got Seddon on the outside.
Wimbledon trying to create something out of nothing here, trying to possess around Gillingham's back line, but they're forced to reset. Now the ball all the way back to Paul Kalambayi.
Kalambayi, though, in possession on this near side for the Dons. Floats it away towards the far side. Here's Ollie Palmer, takes it down.
Ollie Palmer trying to hold it up, but he's all the way to the left-hand side to be forced to play it back to Thomas. Thomas trying to play a ball into Redoni. Redoni has been fairly solid so far in this first 20 minutes of him being substituted, but unfortunately couldn't get on the end of that one from Palmer. Only 8 minutes to go now. It's starting to become a little bit dire for Wimbledon. They're going to have to start taking a few risks here, even if it means they do concede a goal in the last minute trying to push up too much. But they haven't been able to break Gillingham too often, so something's got to give here. They have to start taking risks here. They have to bring maybe one of their center backs up on the attack every now and again. Maybe Kalambayi making a run or two.
Lively as well in the wake of some of the substitutions we've seen. Gradually, Gillingham developing a little bit more of a stranglehold on proceedings, perhaps. And that little moment there when the Dons had a couple of corners, I think, as the second half has gone on, has proved more to be the exception rather than the rule of how players eventually panned out in this second period.
Shit.
Now, but just wondering if they're trying to keep the shape here as well, trying to adapt to this shape, the amount of changes that we've had, and also looking to the physical presence and the brawn perhaps of Ollie Palmer as well, trying to hit him up front there and trying to get that goal that he's so looking for as well.
Here come the Dons now trying to build a move down the...
Oh, that's a free kick. Okay. Redoni had the ball. Oh, it was a foul on Seddon instead. Fuck. That's the first time I cursed so far in the stream, but so far I'm starting to lose a little bit of hope. But then again, sometimes it is when you lose hope whenever something drastic happens. But as of right now, I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
6.5 minutes remaining then of the regulation time here at the Mems Priestfield. It's with Chislett now trying to release McLaughlin down the right-hand side.
McLaughlin making a run down the wing with this pace, of course, proving to be a dangerous player at the time until a very well-won tackle there from Gillingham's left back. I thought for sure McLaughlin was going to touch it around him and maybe provide a cross. Ball still with Wimbledon here. Redoni plays it out wide to Seddon. Looking for a cross here, not finding it, trying to get it back into this. Okay, gets it back over to the center. Hartigan over to McLaughlin once again. That's what I'm talking about. Kalambayi making a run. We're going to need to have one of the center backs start to push up a little bit every now and again. Redoni with the shot gets blocked.
And in the end, it's blocked away by one of the Gillingham substitutes, Henry Woods. And now here goes Graham once again trying to
throw in for Wimbledon.
Gillingham down that right-hand side, but overrunning it and conceding a throw-in to the Dons.
Well, one word summary at the moment would be frantic. And here comes Gillingham with another substitution as well.
And a kinder surprise on the Dons. Former transfer target at one point.
Okay, substitution coming in from Gillingham. Gives me a little bit more time to look at my stocks.
Yeah, not adding to his previous goals.
I'm down $100 on the day, but that's because I'm investing like 5K right now in like 10 different stocks. Unfortunately, the NASDAQ has gone down super far. It's basically the market that has, you know, Apple, Microsoft, and all the technology stocks, but it'll go back up. I bought the dip on Apple. I know the UK has a stock market too, but it's a completely different market altogether. You guys are probably not knowing what I'm talking about. What's the NASDAQ? What's the Dow? What's this? I don't know. But free kick for Wimbledon now at the top of the box here. Okay, it looks to me like it's going to be Hartigan playing this ball in. Ollie Palmer. Ben. Okay. Yeah. Decent delivery. Nightingale! I thought for sure he was going to put that in the back of the net, but couldn't get enough contact on that one. Didn't get good contact at all, really, on that one. I thought for sure he was going to steer that in. He kind of got pulled down a little bit, which kind of threw him off a little bit, but I don't know. I thought not enough for a penalty, but he was kind of off balance a little bit before that header, which might have put him off. You know, header at the top of the sixth, though, you would have liked to see Nightingale do better from that position. Man, what an opportunity for Wimbledon to equalize there. My God. Chance burned.
Can provide an assist rather than attempt on goal. In the end, he seems to be caught in at least two minds. And in the end, what's certainly been the best opportunity the Dons have created in the last few minutes has gone begging.
Yeah, I'd be very disappointed with that, with the captain. Very capable indeed of putting those ones away. And I think it's an occasion, as you say, where
if it were Ben Hennigan or Terrell Thomas, I feel like either of those two would have put that away. Shit.
But it didn't come off for Will Nightingale on that occasion. 3 minutes of regular time left here. The game's moved pretty quickly as well. We'll wait to see how much time's going to be added on here, but Wimbledon searching for this equaliser. Needs to be better delivery, though, into the 6-yard area.
Losing hope, man. Losing hope. I mean, a loss is not going to be that bad for Wimbledon. They're still going to be in 12th in the table, but still, this is one that they probably don't deserve to win, but one that they could have easily drawn. Good ball in from Hartigan into Longman, but Longman, weak header, right at the hands of the goalkeeper there for Gillingham. Weak effort. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
For Gillingham. No one there, though, to challenge Callum Bailly. Now here's McLaughlin moving forward down the right-hand side. Ball clipped in towards the centre.
Ollie Palmer trying to hold it up. Went, bounced over his head. Longman couldn't get on the end of that one either. I think
allowed it to bounce harmlessly once again into the hands of Jack Bonham.
I was talking about how Berdoni and Palmer creating a chance or two in the beginning of their substitution there. I thought it could have been foreshadowing for what's to come. Maybe one of those two can get an equalizer somewhere down the line, but the way that Gillingham are defending right now, I don't see that happening. Even though they did concede that one header to Nightingale. You know, it's a combination of both Gillingham defending decently, not great, and Wimbledon not converting on the few chances that are created. I don't see this one going any other way right now.
Will they manage to fashion at least one further presentable opportunity, or is that last effort from Nightingale going to be the...
Come on, Dons. Come on, you Dons.
Late attacking endeavours. Dempsey, though, couldn't steer it high and forward. For,
Nightingale got beat. Okay, foul. Or either that or an offside. I think it was an offside.
Concedes a free kick to the Dons.
Gillingham's attacker was not happy with that decision, giving the linesman a death stare for a good 3 seconds there. But Hartigan plays it, tries to play it out wide at least to Palmer. Palmer, yeah, it was off the head of the defender there for Gillingham. Throw in for Wimbledon.
The big man was shouting for it over on the far side, but perhaps just overhit a little bit. And we just need to get that precision just right in the last third here.
There's 4 additional minutes then.
4 added minutes now. For those of you that are just coming in, the game's already over, but I don't know the result because I'm like 5 minutes behind. All right, corner kick now for the Dons.
Steered behind and out of play by Tucker. It's another corner to the Dons.
We've seen from set-piece opportunities the likes of Nightingale and then Longman try to have a go on goal here.
Wimbledon have had more corners than Gillingham so far, but they haven't been able to convert.
Vital that it's not overjudged in terms of the strength of the kick. We've seen a couple of those wasted by Hartigan over on that far side. What can he do now in terms of delivery?
Good ball.
Palmer tries to get in the mix.
Palmer tries to get his head on it. Oh.
Gillingham have managed to hook the ball clear in the shape of a Kinde.
That was a really good ball from Hartigan.
He got closest to it, but it didn't arrive perfectly at his feet and couldn't turn and get any kind of shot away. Another ball now into towards the Gillingham penalty area.
1 minute into the 4 minutes of additional time here. Let's see what Berdoni can do on the ball here. Plays it over to Chislett.
Plays in the centre. Here comes the cross. Tucker with another header
My
coming
eyes
in.
always light up anytime there's a
Looking to
cross
pull
being
down
played into the
Manchester,
box like that.
flying
But
forward, with more height than distance. Terrell Thomas now helps it
come
high
on.
forward. Ball into the
Oh,
box
free
and
kick.
on. It was Palmer who got a flick on. Looked for a
Palmer
hole,
got a
but
flick
couldn't
on there,
finish
but I
without,
think there was a foul right
team to
before.
find
Yeah,
a goal-scoring opportunity.
a little bit
But,
unfortunate that the referee was
referee
not on
penalised
Wimbledon's
Palmer,
side in
it
that
was on
case.
occasion. Just sharing one or two
Ugh.
say, philosophical words with the
It's a
referee.
combination of frustration and pleasure from how good the stretch feels. It's like a combination of frustration. Yeah, but it's kind of like a laugh cry. You're like, that's kind of how I feel right now too with Wimbledon. They're probably gonna lose this one,
The second of the 4 additionally announced minutes.
but it's okay. It's only one game. Wimbledon have been in pretty good form in the past few weeks or so. It's just one little hiccup in their road to potentially becoming promoted this season. Maybe, maybe not. I feel like it's a little bit too ambitious. I feel like in the end, Wimbledon will probably place somewhere around anywhere between 14th and 10th. But you know, it's okay to dream. It's never bad to dream as a Wimbledon fan or a fan of any team that is not supposed to exceed expectations. But yeah, Wimbledon with a free kick here at the midfield. Oh, Gillingham with a free kick. Never mind. Yeah, I feel like this one might be over, guys. 1 minute left, but still nothing doing, I don't think.
Forward it goes towards Akinde. Coyle now will pick up the ball for Gillingham towards this near side. Tries to shield the ball. Done enough to earn a throw-in for Gillingham. Under a minute remaining then of the stoppage time that was announced. 4 minutes was the original verdict of the 4th official when hoisting aloft the overtime verdict tablet. Coyle now will take the throw for Gillingham.
Yeah.
Back to Coyle.
Shit, dude.
Gets himself between
yeah.
and the ball and does well.
30 seconds left. Gillingham was able to successfully hold the ball up for a decent chunk of time there. One more opportunity for Wimbledon, though. Can they rescue something from this game? That is the burning question here. Thomas flicking it, or Kalambai flicking it. Throw in for Gillingham. This may be a lost cause at this point. Sadness.
And now, by the time this throw-in is taken, we'll be at the end of the 4 minutes, and Gillingham certainly taking their time. On the brink of the first victory over Wimbledon in the AFC Wimbledon era. It's a waste of a throw down the line from Ogilvie, but all
yeah.
That is the
final score 2-1 for Gillingham AFC or FC or AFC. I think it's FC. Final score 2-1 Gillingham. It's a tough loss to swallow for Wimbledon, especially considering that both of them were in similar positions in the table. Wimbledon will get relegated to a 12th position, I believe 12th, yeah. But not too far off, not too far behind the top, not the top 6, but like 4th through 8th, I'd say. Not too far behind. Let me check some results actually to maybe give myself a little bit of peace of mind. Maybe there are some good results right now for Wimbledon. EFL League 1. Lincoln 1-0 against Swindon. Or sorry, different game. 0-0. Shrewsbury beating Milton Keynes 1-0. Burton beating Charlton 2-1 actually, which is a bit of a surprise, which can help Wimbledon in their potential path to a top 6 finish. But yeah, I don't think Burton are going to place ahead of Wimbledon in the end, unless Wimbledon just shit the bed and you know, just lose a bunch of games. Because Burton, I can see them getting relegated. They're not one of the most consistent teams in the world, and they are a potential relegation candidate. But up 2-1 against Charlton, maybe that result could stand. Hopefully that result stands. Hull 2-0 against Ipswich. I don't think that matters. They're both in the top of the table. Blackpool 2-0 Doncaster. Blackpool's around the middle of the table. Yeah, they're in 11th right now. Live results, they're in 11th, so not the best result. Rochdale losing to Northampton. Yeah, Wimbledon are in 13th as it stands with Blackpool 2-0 up against Doncaster. Yeah, Wimbledon are only 6 points behind 6th place Charlton, assuming that this result will hold. So not too bad. Didn't create as many chances. They did create a couple of chances, but weren't clinical enough. In the first half, they weren't able to break Gillingham's back line, aside from that one headed goal from Hennigan. And overall, not a terrible performance from Wimbledon, but just not able to convert on their chances. That'll be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of